Hello, Serendipitous here with another video for the board game shelf, and I know I've talked about Wyrmspan already, but there is an expansion to Wyrmspan now, and it's all in this box. It came in a smaller box, probably about a third, half or a third of the size of the normal box, and it just kind of barely fits in here. I'm going to try to see if I can find ways to more efficiently pack everything, but let me put stuff aside here so you can see what the so here's the expansion stuff. So it's the Dragon Academy expansion. You can see kind of all the new components it has, and also a bunch of new dragon facts as well. I won't go over everything. This is all the new dragons. Um, One of the big things this expansion brings is a new type of dragon. It is let's see what kind of type. Yeah, fledgling dragons. So generally. Fledglings have this kind of ability. They have a purple if activated ability, basically. Um, so let's see. I've read through all this before. I need to remind myself. Okay, so they have a when you're they have a when you explore a cave, right? That this little symbol right here, it's when your adventurer goes from cave to cave, visiting each dragon in that cave, right? So something happens when your adventurer gets to this part of the general of the caves of the row. So the first time is you may train it one time. So you kind of put like a training token on it. The first time you train this dragon, you pay 1 milk. Then you place the training token into the leftmost box. So yeah, you put a training token like a book token on top of the milk one to show that you've done that. And then the second time you train it, you pay a cave card. So it's got the cave card symbol there. So you put a training token on top of that. So after you've trained a second time, then this purple part activates. The lay 2 eggs here is active and will trigger the next time you activate this fledgling's if activated ability. So basically you have to, again, the whole idea of like academy, you're training the dragons. So fledgling is kind of like between baby dragons and like between a hatchling and like a fully grown dragon, right? So yeah, the first couple times you train, you have to pay these resources, and then the next time you explore, you're able to get the benefit, essentially. That's how all the fledglings work, essentially. So there are also some other dragons that have some other sort of conditions where they can be free to play. So normally you have to pay certain resources, which are listed at the top of the card there, to actually play the dragon in a cave. But there are some that are conditional dragons where you can play them for free if a certain condition is met. So this one, if you want to play it normally, you just pay 2 meat, right? But this blue star shows there's a conditional prerequisite instead of the 2 meat. You look down here at this blue star, this one says, ignore this dragon's cost, it will be the 3rd or 4th dragon in this cave. So if that's true, you don't have to pay the 2 meat, and of course they can only be in the red cave as indicated here. If it's the 3rd or 4th red cave dragon, then you can play this for free, basically. Another example here, you could pay a meat and 2 gold, or you could ignore this dragon's cost if you have played at least 2 other aggressive dragons. But yeah, those are like the new dragon abilities. There are also they also came with a new scoring sheet. This one replaces the previous scoring sheet. A lot of this stuff, as far as I know, is the same, but what's different is sort of the stuff at the bottom. Let's see here. So yeah, in rounds 1, 2, and 3, on the turn when you choose to pass for the round, you place your adventurer onto a space in the updated round tracker that corresponds to that round. Once you place your adventurer onto a space, no other player may claim the same space during that round. So yeah, when you pass for rounds 1 and 2, you place your adventurer in one of these spots. When you pass for round 3, you place your adventurer in one of these spots. And you basically get to claim that reward for yourself, essentially. And you can't do it for round 4 because that's the last round, right? So it just kind of gives you some added benefits if you and sort of like there's if you end up like passing, if you're done for the whole round first, you might get some or you get your pick at some rewards there, which is kind of nice, honestly. And then yeah, a lot of the other things are the same. So yeah, passing and round end actions. I talked about fledglings, talked about conditional dragons. There are some new dragons guilds as well. As if there weren't already enough. I thought there were already plenty, but there are a lot more dragons guilds in here, right? There are already like Guild of the Highlands and Guild of the Plains and things like that. But here, this expansion also adds, let's see, King's Guild, Veterinary Guild, Guild of Magicians, and so forth. And there might be a couple others. This kind of gives you some explanations for how some of the abilities are. They operate just like normal guild. Here's a new one. Here's a King's Guild. This is the 4 to 5 player version of King's Guild. Yeah, and then it sort of explains what a tithe is in the booklet, in the rule book. A tithe is one of any item. It could be a resource, a dragon card, a cave card, or an egg. If you have an ability that requires you to pay multiple tithes, you may mix and match as you see fit. There's actually a little bit, and there's a little bit of lore here. If you think King's Guild looks stingy, well, that may be the case. Just don't let the king hear you said so. Anyway, and new guilds, and there's also some more some expansion to the automata, the single player mode. I have not played single player Wyrmspan, so I'm not sure exactly how that would work. But more stuff for the automata if you play this solo. That's pretty much it, honestly. More dragons, more dragon types, more dragons guilds, a couple of minor rules changes, and that's about it. We've been storing our cards in these plastic bags, but I guess newer editions of Wyrmspan came with nice little nice trays, kind of like the expansion came with this tray, and I guess there's a tray like this that comes with later editions of this later printings of this game, which I probably should look into to see if I can get. But yeah, it does annoy me, and there's a bit of that gap there, but it's still quite serviceable. But yeah, happy to continue to have all of the Wyrmspan things. Cobweb and I continue to love this game, and happy to have some. I always love academy or academic or library themed things in board games or whatever. So I like that. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, all the best.